But the first thing I said was, I will rule the world. I shouted it out in school. I still vaguely remember the memory. Like, I remember. But, that's what I wanted to do. I've always wanted to, that's just what I want to do. It's been in me. I want to rule the world. Now there's a song, everybody wants to rule the world. Yeah, well, not everybody deserves to. Not everybody is going to, and I'm definitely going to see to that. But that's the thing. Here we go with the hyperintelligence and why you might be hyperintelligent. Yes, there's a natural talent, and so you can be born with an enhanced awareness. But there's a thing called secret societies for a reason. You can call these families. You can call it whatever. Some families have better records than others, but secret societies are a thing. I'm not a multi-generational magical person. My family is religious and stuff like that, but they're very biblically brainwashed. Like the Bible, the majority of my family is like relatives. I'll say my majority of my relatives are very into the Bible. They like whatever the Bible says is what they do. And they don't comprehend that. Like I try to point, I'm not a converter. I'm not a converter. I don't care to convert. I don't need to convert. I'm very much a one-man army of, so like I don't need to convert. However, on that note, I won't say but however, I will say that I have tried to point it out to people that the very last page of the Bible in Revelation, one of the things it says, it's a warning. It ends with a warning. He whosoever editeth this book will receive the plagues, basically. It's a paraphrase of what it says, basically. But it's letting you know. Now, they could have took that. If they edited it, they already did edit. A version is an edit. Period, point blank. You could have just left the scrolls the way they were. They might have deteriorated because Jesus never told anybody to write his story. No, he never told anybody to write after him or anything like that. That was never said. He just preached and stuff like that, and you can retain what you retain. But again, Jesus was speaking to the initiated, to people who were already a part of secret societies in the occult and stuff like that. There's a story of how he says where they're about to stone a whore, and he says, "He who is without sin, throw the first stone." They like to point that story out and stuff like that, but what they don't understand is that Christ didn't demonize the occult or demonize or wasn't against the magical and stuff like that. What Moses did was magic, period, point blank. It comes from a different source. It comes from a different alignment and stuff like that, but I'm still growing. In numerology, I just ended my cycle of youth 2 years ago, a year ago. 28, 29. Depending on your life path, you get a little bit more time. It takes souls a little bit longer to mature and develop and stuff like that. So if you're a life path 9, you have the most time of youth, of your cycle of youth. But I'm in my cycle of maturity. I'm not a full man yet. As much as people want to be men really quick with their fully grown beards and the products they probably use to get beards like that in the first place, everybody rushing to the fucking finish line, trying to get the head start and stuff like that. Because in and I have my own interpretation on the contest, the race that happened between the Chinese zodiac that the emperor threw and stuff like that, like a fucking race. Like, are you serious? Like, and stuff like that. And the first person there wasn't necessarily the person that won or whatever and stuff like that. And he wasn't gonna make an animal the successor necessarily. He was. A zodiac sign, it's a sign, it indicates something. And even in the beginning of the Bible, in Genesis, it says, I give you the stars for days, for seasons, for times, for signs. Zodiac signs, they're signs. The only reason astrology was demonized and stuff like that is because the church didn't want conflict. They didn't want competition over the spirituality of the human race over and stuff like that. But you can hide and bury things all you want, but there's a natural, I don't want to call it a talent, but there's a natural connection to the divine, to the spiritual and stuff like that, to the magical. It's innate, a part of it. It's a part of the species. With information, with written records and stuff like that, it can enhance, it can speed up a lot. It can bring more clarity. It can manifest clarity. It can just manifest more information that will develop you much quicker. And this is why you have to go through degrees and like the Masons and stuff like that, because they don't want you they don't want you to enhance, but also so fast. I'm not sure what you have to do to enhance faster than other people and stuff like that, but you know, like, I mean, I'll tell you this, like, if I'm telling you I'm not Jesus Christ and I'm not a reincarnation of Jesus Christ, but I am the one. I am the Emperor of the Age of Aquarius. As I said, my sun sign is Aquarius. I'm the Emperor of the Age of Aquarius. The Age of Aquarius is the last age. They say that the Age of Pisces came before us, but no. If you watch the video that I link and stuff like that, Pisces is the oldest zodiac sign. And Pisces isn't an age. Pisces doesn't have an age because the Age of Aquarius is the age of time. Time doesn't end. Time doesn't run out. The age that came before, and you won't see any astrologer agree with me on this or anything like that. I don't know any astrologer that would agree with me on this or that's written about this. But the age that came before the Age of Aquarius was the Age of Capricorn. Now, I've seen videos on people interpreting or assessing the Age of Pisces that was allegedly before the Age of Aquarius and giving reasons of like why that has. But all those same reasons could realistically be aligned with Capricorn. And what we've seen in the history and stuff like that of Capricorn, which has basically been Capricorn is a knight of the zodiac, and I'll make a video on this too. I don't want to derail too much, but Capricorn is a knight of the zodiac signs, a cardinal sign, and in the tarot, he's the Knight of Pentacles. Each zodiac sign is a sign with a specific card in the suits. Yes, the major arcana, but in the minor arcana, all earth signs are not a King of Pentacles. All earth signs are not a Knight of Pentacles, and all earth signs are not a Page of Pentacles, or I like to say a Professional of Pentacles. No, the kings are a very specific earth. The kings and queens are a very specific earth sign. The knights are a very specific earth sign. The pages or professionals are a very specific earth sign. The kings are the fixed signs, fixed energy. They're sitting in a throne for a reason. They're fixed. The knights are cardinal energy, and the pages are mutable energy. So, I'm telling you that here and now. But to get back to Adam and his choice to go with Eve, there's a song by J. Cole. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. That applies to two females, Lilith and Eve. I do believe in Eve, and I do believe in Lilith. I believe the reason why Eve was so willing to be tempted by the serpent was because her and Adam, in the time that they were together, she became aware of Adam's first wife, Lilith, and felt some type of way that he had a first lover and she didn't have a first lover. My significant other, phrase that she would commonly say is, I'm second to no one. Like, I'm not gonna ever, she doesn't settle for number two. She doesn't want to be an option or anything like that. I don't have options. I have alternatives. And an alternative to me is, basically an alternative doesn't exist until a certain condition emerges. Options exist in the past, present, and future. You can't have an alternative until a condition is created. I don't have options. I have alternatives. So until a condition happens, like, I'm not sure, because I've been on track with my one goal, with the one thing I've set out to do, with my destiny. Well, I don't want to say my destiny, but with one thing with my one desire, with my passion, with my one desire. I've been on track with, I don't want to say I have tunnel vision, but I have not derailed from that path. So the condition for my alternative hasn't emerged, and there really is, there's another song by Drake, there ain't no turning back for me, I'm in it till it's over. Yeah, I hear you, Drake, and that song is completely directed towards me. Again, Drake might not know me personally, but definitely an initiated person. Again, I haven't made videos before, so this is the first time I made this video. You haven't seen me on camera. I mean, I have other videos, but you haven't seen me on camera talking about this particular topic before. That just hasn't happened. So, in that sense, you don't know me. You don't know me yet. But just listen to what I'm saying. I want to say listen, hear what I'm saying. Listen means instructionally do as I say. And I don't